Hi everyone, I'm Bert.
And I'm Kirk, and welcome back to Stoner Footy Review.
And today, we are giving the vegans another shot.
I'll give you another chance.
This time we're delving into cookies. We got some plant-based cookies here, which I know there's not a, for those of you who don't realize, there's obviously butter and, eggs in cookies.
Right.
And stuff like that. So, I imagine it's not so much the flavor that's going to be the big difference on this thing, but more the texture and all that stuff, because you're going to have a difference in the leavening agents and shit and all that stuff. I'm talking about this like I have any fucking idea what I'm talking about.
And I'm agreeing as if I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. So the vegan stuff obviously has been hit or miss. The ice cream actually wasn't that bad. I will admit the avocado ice cream was actually decent. But
this might be all right. I don't know.
This could be okay. We'll see.
You can't call yourself the complete cookie and not be all right. But there's like you were pointing out before we talked about, or before we turned the camera on. There's a lot of protein.
Yep.
No artificial sweeteners. A lot of fiber. So hey.
Yeah,
you're plugged up.
If you're this one's actually relative. Let's see what the sugar is like here before I make the statement about it being decent for Okay, still decent amount of sugar in here. If you're diabetic, still probably not your best option here. But it's like obviously regular cane sugar and stuff. So which is cool. So if you care about that kind of thing, so lots of protein, lots of fiber. We'll see if it's actually any tasty. Before we do that, though, let's get high. We have some pink unicorn.
Ooh,
for today.
All right. Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna give a slight shout out here also to these Vuber pens. They're really nice. They have a feature where they automatically gauge your cartridge's voltage needs.
Oh.
And gives it like the right amount instead of you having to set
it.
Yeah. So it automatically goes to whatever is the optimal for your cart, which means that they burn down evenly. So you don't get that gross sort of like that last third of the cartridge is usually kind of bunk.
Interesting. That's cool. What's the name of it again?
Vubers. I'm gonna go ahead and give a shout out because you can buy these locally.
Nice.
Cool. So yeah, free shout out for Vuber because I enjoy your product. Thank you very much.
You want to get our vegan cookie on?
I'm always nervous when it comes to the vegan stuff, man. But you know what? Yeah, no. And you know what? I have a feeling because they're gonna eventually get stuff right. You would think. I was seeing a thing on artificial created meat recently that was done using almost like a 3D printing technique.
Okay.
Which, when initially you start thinking about it, I was going, ew, fake meat. But then you start thinking, well, Star Trek has these fucking food synthesizers that they create. That's just a step in that direction.
Right.
So while I might not be impressive yet, it's the stepping stone to something cool in the future. So all right.
Hey,
okay.
It looks like a real cookie.
It looks like a real cookie.
Kind of.
Immediately by looking at it though, you can tell no butter.
Right.
It's just one of those it is missing that look. But that's okay, otherwise it still looks good. And it uses real chocolate chips in it, which, that's important.
Yeah, at least they're trying. All right. Let's take some of this shoe leather.
Break that thing in half?
You really want to go for half of it?
No, probably not. Let's go ahead and...
we'll
see. If we end up enjoying it, we'll go for it.
For consistency, it's
thick.
Thick.
So,
and it's not crumbling.
So let's see.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Here we go.
How do you fuck up a cookie that badly?
Oh my god.
I don't even want to finish that. That's bad. Okay, the chocolate chip is the only saving grace because it's the only part of it that's real.
Oh man. Oh, it's like taking.
What is that flavor though?
It's like It's like a protein bar is all it is.
It does. That's what it tastes like.
It's all it is a protein bar. It's
Oh
like,
my god.
they took like, protein,
Ugh.
a protein bar, and then they just like smashed it out into one giant cookie, and then
Vegans, come on, you guys. You cannot tell me, oh, it tastes just like a cookie. I'm sorry, but no, it
you haven't had a
fucking
cookie
doesn't.
in a long time.
You're not going to fool anyone with that either. And I know a lot of people, a lot of vegans like to use well, you knew it was vegan ahead of time, so you're predisposed to not liking it. It's like, no, if you blind tested somebody with that and said that was a real cookie, they'd be sitting there for fucking a while trying to figure out what's wrong with it.
You would be better off blind testing it as a protein bar, and like, here, we're going to give you a Cliff Bar, a vegan bar, and a power bar. And then taste them, and you'd be like, oh, and you try it, and you'd be like, oh, that's probably the vegan-y, like, one, you know?
Let me try this chocolate chip by itself.
Like, part of me is like, it's like, I just, to reassure that my
initial... Yeah, so the chocolate itself is fine. That's just awful.
You bite into it, and it's like you're biting into like a Starburst or some sort of candy that's like, it's not a cookie. Like, it becomes pasty. It becomes like gummy.
I swear to God, like the vegans that say that you can't tell the difference and stuff like that have literally never had a real cookie before. There's no fucking way. There is no way whatsoever.
Knowing what I was trying the second time around, it didn't have as much of a shock effect of like, this is not a cookie, what am I eating? But like, if you eat it now thinking it's a protein bar, you're like, okay, yeah, it's a protein bar. The first bite is like, the first taste you get is so off-putting. It's so off-putting. And then my initial instinct was to spit it out. Like, if you...
I wanted to. I honestly, I didn't want to do that to the people watching.
Right?
Like,
if you rewind the video, you see after I bite it, I grab my cup and I'm about to spit it in there. And I'm like, no. And I finished it. And by the end of it, it tastes like a power bar or a protein bar.
As soon as you said protein bar, it clicked, and it was like, yeah that is exactly what it is.
And I mean, it's saying 16 grams of protein for the whole cookie. So it's obviously, that's kind of like their, what they're going for, I guess.
But like, why market yourself as a cookie? Like, this was not in like the, how like they sell the stuff in like the like if you go to Walmart, they have like the pharmacy section where they have like the protein bars and the specialist stuff. If you sold it in that section, if that's where I picked it up, I would have expected something like that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, I would have expected something like that.
But this was in
the regular ass cookie section.
Yeah.
Obviously in like the vegan section. Like
you're duping people that way. Like you said, if this was in the power bar section, next to whey protein and some.
And I want to be clear too. I thought mostly the difference was going to be texture, and while yes, that was a big difference, it tastes awful. It tastes awful. It's really bad. I don't know how they fucked up that badly.
It's the first bite. The first bite. Trust me. Watch. Take the first bite. It's awful. That's awful, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then once you start to finish it and you get
I don't want to keep chewing this.
Right, you don't. And then you kind of just do it because we're proving a point.
Yeah.
Then now it's going to taste like a protein bar. Once you finish it. Like the aftertaste, everything is protein bar. Right?
I am really convinced at this point that vegans just hate themselves. I don't understand. Like, are you punishing yourself?
Is that what it is?
I understand if you don't jive with how the animals are treated, if you want to call it animal cruelty or whatever you want to do. But like, don't you feel like you owe it to yourself for things to actually be palatable?
I'm trying to pinpoint what that first taste is.
Like, you don't need to punish yourselves for the meat industry. That's not necessary. Like, and you don't need to try to dupe people into it either. Like,
the sugar comes in halfway through.
Yeah.
Try this a little bit again.
No.
Come on.
Nope. I'm not eating any more of that. That's awful.
It's just the first part that's awful though. The sugar comes in halfway through and then drinks like a...
You keep chewing it and every bite you're like, why is this still in my fucking mouth? I'm gonna smoke to get that out of my head. No, that was almost as bad to me as the fucking cheese was. And that was awful, man. That was horrible. I don't remember if you were here for that one, but
I don't think I was here for that. I feel like if someone was gonna try to get me to do vegan cheese, I would have made a stink.
I kind of did.
Draw a line, you know. This is our new line for vegan stuff.
That was one of those things where, like, even the moment you opened it up, you could smell it. Awful. This one's at least tricky enough to not smell shitty. Lulls you into a false sense of security. Like, I thought at worst this would just be like a weird texture, but like it hit me with everything that was wrong.
So maybe it's like this. Like when you were a little kid and you grabbed your folks' beer and took a swig of it because like you thought it was a soda, and then you had beer and you're like, oh no. Maybe with these vegans, it's like an initiation thing, you know, like where they eat this and they're like, oh, it tastes great, and then they don't like it, right? But because they have like this moral stance that they need to do it, they have it again, and they develop the taste of it. Like,
I mean, yeah, I can see that. You can do that with most things, but like, why would you?
Because they have to morally eat vegan.
Y'all need to figure out your recipes then. That's it. Like, you guys haven't figured it out yet.
Well, yeah, because I think that just shows.
I hope you do someday. I really do. I hope you stop fucking punishing yourselves.
I think that just shows that, like, you know, you can't like replicate cheese.
Yeah.
You
I want to be clear too.
Butter.
This is not healthy for you either. So if you're looking at it on, it's a healthier cookie. No, it's fucking not. It's a fucking ton of sugar in here.
I had a buddy like that who was like that with Cliff Bars. Where like he'd be all like, oh, I can't eat that, but then he'd eat Cliff Bars, and it's like,
no, I want to be very clear. There is no health advantage to eating these. It is just as bad for you as a regular cookie.
Right. So then why not just eat a real fucking cookie?
And not only that, but they probably even use more sugar just to compensate
for
the fucking terrible taste, which is still fucking there.
Right. He's right.
Like, it's not healthier for you. You can, I mean, obviously regular cookies aren't healthy for you either, but like, it's not healthier.
And you know, Lenny and Larry,
you guys are assholes.
Really duped the complete cookie.
Yeah. Anyway,
they left the word out. The complete shit cookie.
Shit cookie. That was bad. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us today.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with your friends. You can go to ImmatureStars.com and buy yourself some merch. And also, let's protest Lenny and Larry's cookie venture.
That was bad.
Vegans need better. If you need to be vegan, great. But let's get the recipes better.
Yeah, do better, guys.